Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Quant, whose current price stands at the $161.3 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.55%, and this is after trying to have a retest of this upper side of the channel. And before I get to that part of the analysis, I'll be giving you my analysis basing it on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart pattern that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Quant from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $41.2 mark. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart, after making our low at around the $41.2 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in a movement that has been obeying the Elliot wave structures. And if I draw my Elliot wave structure over here, we can have that as the first wave to the upper side, then saw a very nice retracement over here in the formation of a wave 2, continued pushing high in the formation of a wave 3, then I'm expecting a wave 4, and then continue pushing high in the formation of a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side. And if I get a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure over here, so that it can give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out. After making our high for that first wave to the upper side, we expected a very nice retracement over here in the formation of a wave 2, and using the Fibonacci's we can get a minimum target area to the lower side, using the Fibonacci's connecting them from the low of that first wave to the high of that first wave, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.5, and I can mark that target area here on the charts, and you can see that Quant has retraced into that target area. And after making the low for that second wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a high over wave 3 to the upper side. And using the Fibonacci's, that is the trend based Fibonacci, we can get to see whether this third wave to the upper side has done the minimum that we expected that wave to the upper side to do. And I just need to connect the trend based Fibonacci from the low of that first wave to the high of that first wave, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side back to the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $238.7 mark. And the high that you have over here in the formation of a third wave is at around the $228 mark, meaning there's a $10 difference between the high that we have in the formation of a third wave, that is basing it on the trend based Fibonacci, and the high that we have here on the charts. And there are chances that the high was in at around the $228 mark. There are very high chances of that, and whatever we have been seeing over here is a very nice retracement to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4 to the lower side. And using the Fibonacci's, we can get a minimum target area in that retracement over here in the formation of a wave 4 by just connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of that second wave to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, which perfectly lies between the $175.2 mark and the $141.6 mark. And you can see Quant has continued to respect that movement to the lower side, retracing into this target area. And because a fourth wave is a corrective wave, we also expect to see an ABC corrective movement play out over here, and I believe we are seeing such a structure, having that as the wave A, then a wave B, then we continue pushing lower in the formation of a wave C, making our low at around the $154 mark, which is a low that is below the low that we had for that wave A at around the $158 mark, meaning that's a valid ABC corrective movement. And there are high chances that the low for that fourth wave might be in, and very soon we are going to see a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a fifth wave. And because a fifth wave to the upper side is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that fifth wave to the upper side. And we can also sketch out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that fifth wave to the upper side, basing it on the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of that first wave to the high of the wave 1, and then dragging the fibs to the low of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $287.3 mark. So that is the minimum that I would expect that fifth wave to the upper side to do. And getting back to the formation of this fourth wave so that I can show you the key chart patterns that we have information right here. Within the formation of this fourth wave, you can see we had this trend line that is over here, which I have highlighted here in blue, and you can see at some point we managed to break above that trend line yesterday to the upper side, and right now whatever we are seeing is a bit of a movement to the lower side in what seems to be a retest of the upper side of that trend line. And once we get the retest and the retest is a success, there are high chances that Quantum is going to give us a very nice bounce to the upper side, maybe back to around the $195 mark. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. There's also a possibility that as we try to have a retest of the upper side of that trend line, there's a possibility that we might lose it to the lower side, and in case that plays out, then there are also chances that we might be able to make new lows below the low that we have at around the $154 mark, and that will still be valid here in the formation of this fourth wave. And that would mean the low for that fourth wave maybe was not in at around the $154 mark, and we have potential for us of making a new low maybe back to around the $142 mark. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also jumping to the 1 hour chart so that I can show you another key chart pattern that is in formation right here. We have been trading within this channel in the formation of a fourth wave, and at some point yesterday we also saw a breakout to the upper side of the channel, and as we try to have a retest of the upper side of the channel, you can see the retest was not a success, and we have managed to get back into the channel once more, and there's a possibility that Quant can find enough volume for us to it to drive its price higher and manage to break out of the channel once more. And for that to also happen, we also need to be able to break above the 20-day MA, because from what you can see here on the 1 hour chart, we are trading below the 20-day MA, and once we manage to break above it, it will be giving us support, and there is potential for us to continue pushing higher. And in case that doesn't play out, there is a possibility that Quant might continue trading within the channel to the lower side, and since the 20-day MA here on the 1 hour chart is acting as resistance, in case the 20-day MA gives us that rejection because it's acting as resistance, there's a possibility of Quant trading back within the channel to the lower side, and that could get us back to around the $142 mark. That is the lowest part of the channel before we see that bounce to the upper side. And in case that plays out, that will still be supporting that movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave 4 to the lower side, because it will be retracing back within the target area that I have drawn out using the Fibonacci's. Getting back to the 4 hour chart so that we can also take a look at the indicators. Here on the RSI, we are trading at around the 47 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movement to the upper side. Also any movement to the lower side will still be supported. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we had printed a bullish cross over here, and it seems like we are just about to print a bearish cross. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.